My 38F, ex-husband's 38 meters, family lacks boundaries on holidays. Ex-husband's family lacks boundaries. I need some advice here. My ex-husband and I were together for 11 years. Married for almost 6. Divorced for almost 7 years now. My ex-husband, let's call him Brian, comes from an Italian family. So they've always been very close. Unfortunately, Brian's mom passed away from cancer in December 2021. He has a sister, 35F. We'll call Sarah, and her husband Derek, 41 meters. Sarah, Derek and Brian have some issues with boundaries when it comes to holidays and certain events. A little backstory. Every Halloween, up until Brian's mother passed, were spent at her house, where we'd eat dinner there and go trick-or-treating all together. With Sarah and Derek and their 2 kids. Since then, they have been going to Derek's parents' house to celebrate. I was fine doing this. Until I met my boyfriend, Alan, 35 meters. We have been together for over 2 years now and met on Halloween 3 years ago. Last year, my kids were with their dad for Halloween, so Alan and I stopped by Derek's parents' house last year and hung out. Went to a couple of houses to trick-or-treat with the kids and then left to go to a concert and resume our plans for the remainder of the evening. Alan has always been understanding of mine and Brian's relationship, as well as my friendship with his sister and her husband. This year, it's my turn to have the kids. Alan will also have his daughter, so we are all going trick-or-treating together. I let Brian know that Alan and I will be taking the kids trick-or-treating in our neighborhood. This year, we live 5 blocks from each other. Brian was fine with this but asked if it would be okay if he came with us for an hour. Alan said he was fine with this, so I obliged. The issue is now with Sarah, my ex's sister. She seems to think that I am trying to mess with their Halloween traditions of being all together. In her eyes, this was a tradition to honor her mother? I spoke with Brian about this, and he agrees that it's my year and told Sarah that their mother has passed and my decision has nothing to do with their so-called tradition. I don't want Sarah and Derek to come with us. My boyfriend has been so great with allowing my ex to be a part of these traditions. But I think we deserve to create our own memories and traditions how we see fit. I know that Sarah will confront me at the kids' school today, in front of my kids as well as hers. How do I establish a boundary and make it clear that it is ridiculous to expect me to uphold these so-called traditions? Brian and I have already discussed and agreed on how we want to handle Halloween this year. I'm sorry you're disappointed, but I'm going to need you to find a better way to deal with that than trying to start an argument here, because I'm not interested. If she keeps trying to make something out of it, get one of the teachers or school security to tell her to back off. Or just drive away. Again, if she wants to be disappointed you don't see this the way she does, or is misplacing her grief over her mom, she needs to find some other way to handle that than trying to make you keep everything as it was. I am sorry if this bothers you, but it's my year and I'd like to start some traditions of my own with the kids. Brian will have them next year and your tradition can continue. But this year you need accept we won't be part of it. Single quote. This is for Brian to handle. The best part of divorce is that anything she has to say literally has nothing to do with you. She should speak to her brother, which she has, and she got the answer. That's all you need to say. Her inability to hear no is absolutely not your problem, and grief and attachment to arbitrary holidays following her mother's death is something she should work through grief counseling. Not by making demands and confronting you in front of the kids to try to force your hand. Sarah, I know you are still grieving your mother, but I am the children's mother, and I have chosen to take them trick-or-treating in our neighborhood this year. If she says anything about her mother, dishonoring her mother, etc., your mother's Halloween dinners are and will always be precious memories. But that doesn't mean I'm never allowed to build new memories with my partner. If she brings it up in front of the kids, just tell her that you'd be happy to discuss it with her privately, but now is not the time. Then call her later and tell her that you and her brother are aligned, and if she has an issue she can take it up with him. But when you have the kids, you will be spending time as you wish. Seriously. Shut her down if she raises this in front of the kids. It's so inappropriate. It's a grown-up convo, not a kid convo. Brian and I already discussed plans. And walk away. So first, don't allow a confrontation to happen. If she comes up to you, be nice and say hi. And as soon as she starts in on Halloween, you say you are welcome to call me later, but this is not the place. Have a nice day and fully remove yourself from the conversation. Be kind, polite, and very firm. Then, call her later. Wait for her to call you and just say. Family traditions often rely on the idea that a couple is together. Your brother and I divorced, and that is going to change how we spend holidays, and it means we won't all be together all the time like we were before. It isn't about respect or disrespect. And I love you and our relationship and how much you love my children. But this is about building a different life as a family than X and I had planned. So no. We won't be together every year at Halloween. And it is up to X and I to figure that out. And then if she is angry or whatever, you let your ex know that you tried. It is his sister. He needs to handle her going forward. Sarah, we will always cherish the Halloween memories we made with you and your family. But Halloween is also the day Alan and I met. And we would like to celebrate that anniversary with just the kids. Thanks for offering to come. But we would like to be alone this year and start our own tradition. I'm sure the kids will love celebrating with you all next year. When Brian has the kids. If she attempts to confront you, shut down the conversation. Not appropriate at school. And if she wants to talk to you, she can call you, not attempt to bully you in front of the kids. If that doesn't work, get your ex to handle her. That's his sister and she's being ridiculous. You're allowed to make new traditions. It's great you have this relationship. I could never been that generous, but I guess it's also the reason for the separation. Is there a reason you don't want Sil there? Or is it you just want to move on and want things with your new BF and his child? Either way is fine. As firm Sil, tell her you love her and her mother, and this is about moving on with your life. She will get mad, just accept she will be mad and try to ignore it. But set down boundaries, as it will happen were Xmas and B-Day, etc. Remind her that you and your ex have made these decisions together. And expect her to respect the parents' decisions. When divorce occurs, it's time for new traditions. It's an adjustment for everyone. It's a shame she's making things difficult, considering the fact that you and your ex are co-parenting so well. Yikes. You know. Sil. Navigating a divorce with kids is difficult enough, and you making it more difficult for us by causing unnecessary drama is not helpful. X. And I have worked very hard to make this situation as easy on the kids as possible. And he and I are the ones who make decisions regarding our kids. Nobody else. As you might expect, all plans for Halloween were discussed in advance between me and the kids' father, and we both agreed to this plan. Nobody else gets to weigh in. Having you add additional stress and drama to the situation is not helpful and is especially difficult for the kids. I hope you can understand that divorce is complex and things are obviously going to change as years go on. We are going to do what is best for our kids and our family, despite anyone else's opinions. I understand that your intentions are good, but this isn't appropriate behavior. The kids will still be with your family on Halloween when X has them for the holiday. And when I have them on Halloween, we will be doing our own family's tradition. We share time. This is how divorce works. And X and I are in agreement about these plans. As the parents, our decisions are the final ones. There will be no more discussion about it. And I hope you can understand that we're doing what we believe is best for our family in the long run. I would just tell her to talk to Brian since you and he are in agreement about this year's plans. And then walk away. Tell her that bringing it up in front of the kids is unacceptable and she needs to remember that. She has zero say in decisions made by you and your ex. Tell her it's none of her business and it's not up for discussion, then walk away. What do your kids want? Are they old enough to know that they won't be going with their cousins this year? As a divorced parent, it's so hard to know when to ask them what they want, and doing what you know is right, want. If the kids are old enough to say they want to go with their cousins, then I would discuss that with Alan and see if he's okay with it. Halloween is about the kids, so I'd take their lead on it. As long as it's fun and welcoming for Alan's daughter as well, then I doubt the kids will care, as long as they get to go trick or treat and have fun. Now other holidays. That's a different story, as those holidays and traditions don't revolve around going to other people's houses for candy. Hold firm. Tell Sarah that you and Brian have already talked about this and that was your decision. She needs to understand that lives change and sometimes traditions need to as well. It's your turn this Halloween and you have every right to establish a tradition with your kids on your time with them.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.